Yeah, we're having a debrief. Let me call you back.
All right.
They shoot out in alleyways. Someone explain? And why a 13A fired?
Well, we were in pursuit of confirmation sighting of Zolo Levy, which was one of the warrant holders. They led us into the industrial area, into an alleyway, at which point they opened fire on officers.
Okay, how did that turn into a rolling shootout all the way to the west?
So when the first alpha popped, I believe units who were not involved responded.
No,
Yes,
I don't
that is
believe
factual.
that.
I had people.
That is not factual. They did not respond.
Yes, sir. I did have one car doubled up, asked me if we were sufficient, and they were right on the scene shooting. I said, yes, we are sufficient. They pulled out. I don't know if they got involved or that did that.
So that's not the case. In terms of what happened was saw 3 units react to a 13A. 13A popped off. There was a 13A that was called on West, Little Bighorn.
Yeah, that was my 13A.
Okay. So then there was a 13A on Orchardville.
Right. Muscle spasm.
So officers responding to 2 separate 13As at different parts of the city. So to say officers that are on Little Bighorn responded to the scene on Orchardville is not the case. So can we get things straight?
So for clarification, Commissioner, from our perspective, we had the 8th hour initially there on Orchardville that asked for assistance for the 13A. We went to roll in to help out because we would have been 9 and 10. But we noticed other officers rolling in that were already there prior to us being able to make it in time, which is why we didn't roll in. On our way out, we started getting shot, and I believe we were driving away. I think it was El Rancho, Carter. Is that what we were on? And we were trying to make our way out of that, and there was a rolling shootout. We were getting shot out as we were trying to vacate the area.
We were able to communicate with them that we were not involved, as if we were involved, it would have put us over numbers. They left us alone, and then ultimately we were able to make contact with them for ceasefire just because of the clusterfuck. So.
But then on the radio, we were being informed that the 2 people left, I guess, and there was only 8 of them there. So we rolled in, and because of the miscommunication that was happening, and the fact that we already told them we weren't involved, we didn't want to escalate any further or involve ourselves in the shootout, because it would have been in bad faith for us to tell them we weren't involved and then involve ourselves right after.
Understood. You're not getting me. There was a rolling shootout, and there was the Orchardville shootout. Are they the same?
I do not believe so, sir.
I believe there was two. I apologize. I believe there was 2 different shootouts going on. Whether they were related, I have no idea. But I do know that there was one.
Because I got shot from the Little Bighorn up towards Capitol with Tinker from this 13A. Those involve gold cars. Did the one on Orchardville involve gold cars?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when I called out a gold car and a rolling shootout, and then pursuing a gold car, why then was not corrected that this is in relation to the Orchardville and we were sufficient with numbers?
We were on tack 7,
We were
sir.
on track 7, sir.
Well, now do we see the problem?
With the switching tax?
Well, not just switching tax, but communication to the wider force. What was happening? How the fuck does anyone know what is happening on Orchardville Avenue if no one has been communicated to the 20 plus other officers on duty that are following protocol to respond to a 13A on Little Bighorn Avenue?
Sir, if I may, a 3011 did go out, and Sergeant Carter did tack down to primary tack to inform them that we were sufficient in the Orchardville.
But not on Little Bighorn. No, you did not. You can have 1 million people sit there and tell you you're right or wrong or whatever the fuck. But the reality is, Orchardville Avenue, I want you to pick up a fucking map and look at it. Orchardville Avenue, and then look at Little Bighorn crossing with innocence. Look at the fucking distance.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, it is really fun.
I understand what you're saying there, Commissioner. We had no way of knowing that was the same shootout because those two parties were that far away from each other. We were just trying to assist
Everybody chill.
the officers.
Everybody chill. We're not going to be negative. We're not going to be toxic. That's not my.
Do you see the problem? We had officers who aren't even involved getting shot because they were following 13A policy, responding to that. What we need to be figuring out, instead of you guys sitting here singing and kumbaya, is who the fuck hit the 13As and why you did it.
I hit it because I went down in a shootout on Orchardville.
Yeah, I was the first 13A. I felt that mine needed to be hit. It wasn't a shootout, and we had 2 units waiting, so mine was the very first one.
No. Why are you hitting your 13A? What are we supposed to do? Here, guys, you hit 13A. Think about what the protocol is. Antoine, you should know this.
13 Bravo if you're sufficient.
If you guys know you're sufficient, you just called for 10 officers to Orchardville, and you called for 10 officers to Little Bighorn. Do you not get that?
I get it.
That's what I do understand. Was anybody here on Little Bighorn that called the 13A? Did any of you guys do it?
Yeah, but Colt's a fucking idiot. Colt's an idiot. I just know this is what happens, is that we don't have people take feedback in this fucking room, ever. You all think you're right. We all look for fucking excuses instead of looking at logical solutions to problems or the logic flow of what happened. You called 20 fucking officers to 2 different fucking scenes. Shut the fuck up, think about it, look at it, and figure it out. It's not rocket science. That's 30 officers. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. 30 officers. Read the fucking SOPs, do the fucking math. Take 5 minutes, read them, and figure it out. 10 plus 10 plus 10 is what?
30.
30, sir.
Fucking idiots. Can't believe this. I went fucking sick and tired of this, guys. This is why I wanted Carter to pick people out of the room. You knew you weren't supposed to 13A there. Come on. And then you start all this sorts of shit. It's not just shit on you, it's shit on me. For what reason? Read the SOPs. Read what it fucking says. You called for 2 13As, 20 officers, 2 different places. Anything other than that is just wrong. That is just how it is. You can't argue with what's written on a fucking page. Go do it. Then I'll be back.
All right. Did we have any officer here 13 Alpha on Little Bighorn?
Not to my
Negative.
knowledge, sir.
No, sir.
I think I was the only one that went down on Orchardville first. And then after I got picked up and got shot in the back, that's when I 13 Alpha.
Okay.
I was the very first officer down. I was down on the south side of Orchardville. I was still conscious at the time. You were hurt, but yeah, I 13A'd because I was told by Sergeant Carter that you two would not be coming in until a 13 Alpha was called. So I called to bring y'all in. But that's my apologies if I was wrong.
So, I mean, what the commissioner is saying is that we shouldn't, because we already had 10, right? We had 8 there, 2 on standby. We shouldn't have alphaed at all on Orchard.
We should have bravoed.
We should have bravoed. That makes sense. I understand where he's coming from, and I know and his.
Yeah, I get the logic behind it. Yeah, but
yeah.
But I also don't believe anyone here 13 Alpha or bravoed on Little Bighorn. I don't believe any of us.
Okay.
At At least not to my knowledge.
I think majority of us were. I think all of us were actually around Orchardville
Yeah, all
Understood.
of us were on.
because that's when they went into an alleyway, and then that's when they ambushed us.
Yeah, the scene. We didn't even stretch as high as Innocence Boulevard. The scene was south of Innocence Boulevard and down through Orchardville.
So I'll speak for myself, and I'll be the tip of the sword. I figured because I went down after the actual shootout is why I alpha, because it was a violent act.
Yes.
That's it.
That would be the right thing to do if we didn't already have our numbers on standby for it. I get you.
I don't want nobody taking no smoke from me though. Like I'm a grown man, I can stand on my
same
own.
way.
You know.
Same for
Me
me.
13
I'll
alpha
take blame,
was
I'll take
because of
blame.
that, because I didn't just go down from like me falling. You know.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
The important thing is that we take this situation and moving forward, learn what to do next time, right? Or we better ourselves for the next situation. Because we still have warrant holders to catch ultimately, right? Because this one didn't go as planned and this one came with some hiccups doesn't mean we're not going to get them.
Can I speak on that?
Go ahead.
So me and Bones caught Suarez and Zolo trying to flee south on. Oh shit! Fucked up. I'm excited. Trying to leave on Orchardville. I went down. Bones.
Could you speak up, please?
Okay, so I went
Thank you.
down. Suarez and Zolo were driving right towards us. We got in a fight with Suarez and Zolo. Bones cleaned up both, and then I got picked up, and I was like, "Hey, I can't fight anymore." So I stayed back with Zolo and Suarez, and Bones went to get high ground, and then I got left, and then that's when I got shot in the ass. When I feel like we had the two people we were chasing right there.
Okay, but nobody on the ground knew that. We just knew that there were two suspects down. We didn't know that y'all had the HVT down. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you also said, "Let's go push that guy."
Yeah, absolutely. He was hurt, and he was also engaging another
Why?
officer. What do you mean why? You push when somebody's hurt. You also help other
You were
officers,
also
right?
hurt,
Oh, was it?
brother. You were limping away.
My blood pressure was at 90 and I had full armor, bro.
It's all
He was
right.
engaging another officer. He was alone, and I had the flank on him. So
Okay.
yes,
As
I'm gonna push.
Ultimately,
I retreated.
Ultimately, what this is going to come down to, okay, for next time, is there's going to be an order of scene lead. Okay, I want Wilkes being the primary scene lead. Okay, if Wilkes goes down, then either be one of the Johnsons followed by the other Johnson. I don't care which one of you is second after that and which one of you is third, but you know, you guys can figure that out. You know, no, I want Brandon being second and Antoine being third. And then from there, hopefully we don't find ourselves in a situation where it spirals from there. Essentially, when there is a situation like this, okay, and it's sloppy, we need to just rely on scene lead. That's it. They make a call, you follow the call. Don't question it. Whether you like it, don't like it, just do what the scene lead says.